I'm Jamie Hooper with Remax Crest and jamiehooper.com, and today we're going to talk about some thoughts and concerns that I have about the GVRD pre-sale condo market. First of all, before we get started, we'd just like to ask that if you enjoy these videos, to either click on the subscribe button to our YouTube channel, or just hit the thumbs up below, or make a comment below on what you think of what we had to say, good or bad. We're always interested in your feedback. So, as I said in the introduction, I've got some concerns about the pre-sale condo market. Now, I'm not predicting this. These are not predictions. These are just some of the things that enter my mind, and in a worst case scenario situation, this is how things might play out. So let's just talk for a minute about the pre-sale condo market and the history of it the last few years. They've been an excellent investment around the city. I've seen people that what the scenarios of how they typically would do things is people would buy a pre-sale condo about 3 years typically before the building is ready for occupancy. In most cases, it's still a hole in the ground. And they would buy it, let's say they bought it at a price in 2016, when prices were, you know, I don't know what they were. Maybe they were 10% lower or 15% lower than they are now. So what they would do is buy it in 2016 with the plans to hopefully complete in 2019, and the property would be worth more. A lot of these people have been over the past decade or two purchasing these pre-sales with no intention to complete on them. What they do is assign their contract a year or two into the construction period to someone else for a profit. They would put down the initial down payment, whatever that would be. Let's say they had to put $100,000 down on a $600,000 property, and then the property's market value 18 months later might be up to $700,000. So what they would do is have someone pay them $100,000 for the right for them to assume the contract, and then have the person pay them back their $100,000 deposit as well, and assign that contract to a new buyer. Now that was all great and all perfect while the market was rising, as it did for most of the last 14 or 15 years. What my concern is now is how many of these people don't have the means to complete on these deals. And there's no way for us to know right now how many of these deals are out there. We're only going to know when it starts to happen. But let's say that these people can't assign these contracts, which they're going to have a lot harder time of doing right now than they have been than they've had over the last few decades. Let's say they can't, and it comes up to completion date and they cannot get financing. And let's take it one step further and say they live in different countries, and there'll be no recourse for the builder to go after people if they're living in some different country than Canada. So these are what type of effect that would have on the market. I think would be devastating and would be real difficult for the condo market in general and set it back a long time. There's tons of supply coming up. We've got 7 of the major shopping centers in the Lower Mainland that I'm aware of. In Burnaby, we've got Lougheed Mall and Brentwood Mall that are all putting up multiple high-rises. In Richmond, we've got Lansdowne and Richmond Centre that are going to do the same thing. In Vancouver, we've got Oak Ridge and Arbutus Village that are both doing major renovations that all are going to include multiple high-rise towers. So all of this stuff with a huge supply could really have a devastating impact on the Greater Vancouver condo market. Once again, I am not forecasting this. I am just talking about this as a worst case scenario, but you always have to be thinking ahead and have these things in the back of your mind. I'm Jamie Hooper with Remax Crest and jamiehooper.com. Again, if you like our video or don't think I'm crazy, please click on subscribe or hit the little thumbs up button, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.